Good morning, everybody. So I just watched a video by Michael Knowles that spoke about expelling Kamala Harris due to her incitement of violence in regards to the comments she made on what the fuck is that guy's name? Not Jon Stewart, the other one, where she says, talking about the Black Lives Matter riots. They're not gonna stop before Election Day, on Election Day, or after, and they shouldn't stop. And then along with that, her sharing posts that link you to ways that you can donate to bail funds and everything like that she's done. There's almost too much to sit here and name. But in this video, he says something. Michael Knowles says something that I've heard a lot, and I've even said myself, I think, a few times. And it's that Democrats are always on the offense, and Republicans are always on the defense. And he claims that this is the biggest problem of why we get bullied so much in the political atmosphere. We are constantly just holding back the wall, but not pushing them back to their place. And I just want to make a point to say that I don't believe that is the case. And I don't believe that's the case because this is not a Democrat or Republican thing. And, look, right now they're trying to impeach President Trump. He has less than 10 days, and they're trying to impeach him because they don't want him to be able to run in 2024 or at any future time. And this is also this is political theater, just like masks. If they can impeach President Trump, they can tarnish his legacy and make it so that they can say, well, look, we were right the whole time. With the Russian hoax, with everything, we were right. He should have been impeached the whole time. Look, he incited this violence on the Capitol and blah, blah. I'm not sure, to you folks out there, if you've watched the whole speech from President Trump while the Capitol thing was going on, because he didn't even finish his speech by the time that those people ran into the Capitol. So, but if you haven't seen it, I encourage you now to go watch it. He does not incite violence. He blatantly says to, march to the Capitol in peace and support our government in doing what they're doing. But he blatantly says that to make it peaceful. So let me get to my point here real quick. So this is not an issue of Republican versus Democrat. And I feel like a lot of the bigger names in media, not mainstream media because they're entirely corrupted, but a lot of the bigger voices like Ben Shapiro, Michael Knowles, on the conservative side won't say this, and I don't know why they won't say this, and I think it's because they fear being called a conspiracy theorist. But this is not a conspiracy, what I'm going to say. This is not a left or right thing. This is not a left versus right thing. There is, and has been, for a long time, installed into our government a group of people who view themselves smarter, better, richer, more competent, all around better human beings than the average American. And with that train of thought comes corruption. Corruption in regards to laws being passed, laws being presented, bills being presented. And these people do not want to relinquish power. They do not want you to know that they are just as human as you. They do not want you to know that you could do everything that they do. And the only thing separating you from doing it is making the choice to do it. I refer to them as the elitists, but, there is a definite part of our government that it does not matter if you claim to be red or to be blue. You do not want to relinquish the power. And that is our problem. It's not that we don't push back. We don't push back. And we should. But it's not because we don't have the balls to push back. It's not because we don't have the capability to push back, right? It's because the leaders of our Republican Party are just as corrupt as the Democratic Party. Many of them. I won't say all of them, because I'm not going to lump everybody into a box, but many of them. A very high number, a very high percentage of these people are corrupt. Just as corrupt as the side that we blame for corruption. And if we're ever going to change anything, if we're ever going to make a difference, if we're ever going to get where we want to be, we need to remove these people from office and stop looking at our government as a two-party system that this side believes this side believes that. It's not that black and white. A lot of these people in government will relinquish their values and morals to keep this power, to make more money, and to keep the masses down. And I just don't see very many people saying that, so I wanted to get that point out there, that this is not a left versus right thing. This is everyday Americans versus global elitists. This is what I mean when it's coming out of my mouth. I think myself that I sound like a conspiracy theorist, and I always say this: that conspiracy just means that more than one person is plotting to do something. That's all a conspiracy is, right? Is you know what it is. So, point being said, this is not left versus right. This is us versus them. And some of them are with us. Most of them aren't. And I believe that this faction of the government has been in power for a long time. And I believe that multiple presidents in the past have warned us about these people, and now's the time that we should stand up and fight against them. I'm not sure how to do it. I'm not inciting violence. I'm not calling for violence. But what I am saying is that if we're ever going to make America great, as we've heard for the past 4 years, and as Trump, intended to do and tried to do, we have to remove these people. They're too far gone. And if they won't leave by vote,